essentially convicted in the media. You don't have to read but a few articles to see how negative they are about him. He has a right to have this information withheld, brought out in public, so that people can see it's not this neat little package. So people can start to wonder if Bryan's innocent. Your Honor, Bryan is innocent.
Unfurl, seeking truth beneath the blur. Turnings for the lax, they meet the blur. Out the flames I rise, wings scorched but unbroken. Truth's the blaze I wield, every rhyme's a token. In the nest we move, hearts stump in unison. Searching for the light where the system cuts our wisdom. Built on lies and steel, they boxed us in cages. Now we break the locks, rewrite history's pages. Innocent until proven guilty, that's the oath we recite. Under this constitution we ignite the night. We rise like a phoenix and sink, we claim the street. Nest seekers united, our freedom can't be beat. Stand up when one falls, yeah we got your back. In a free land unbroken, we launch the righteous attack. Justice for the voiceless, break the chains of deceit. Innocent till proven guilty, our victory's complete. System cracked at the seams, built for just a few. We rip apart the scheme, bring the truth into view. Movement swells like thunder, souls fueled by conviction. Phoenix souls aligned, demanding our new vision. Marching on the courthouse, banners paint the sky. Echoes of freedom roar, watch the old guard comply. No more hidden verdicts, no more secrets sold. Every voice is a weapon, every story be told. Innocent till proven guilty, that's our final decree. Under this constitution we stand forever free. Phoenix in the dawn, truth ignites the sky. Together we stand tall, no more asking why. Listen up, the ashes stir, phoenix wings unfurl. Seeking truth beneath the blue.
Welcome everyone to this beautiful, gorgeous Thursday afternoon. This is a beautiful, I just can't say that enough. September 18th already. So very close to the holidays. And I just want to thank every single one of you for jumping into the nest. And we are going to get into this today because boy, do I have some great information for you. I firmly believe in the power of community, and that's, I believe in our constitutional rights. I believe in our civil rights, and I totally 100% believe in community. And I see where everyone is coming into the stream already. Thank you so much for being here. Of all the things you could possibly be doing right now, if you were watching the live stream, welcome. If you are on the replay crew, welcome. If you are cleaning or cooking or doing your day-to-day activities while listening, thank you so much because I appreciate every single one of you. Now, excuse me, I think I need a drink of water real quick because, I get kind of emotional when I'm so humble and grateful and thankful. It's just something about the power of community. And you know what? I know there's a lot of bots out there, but if you are a real live individual, I want you to throw a 1 in the chat. If you are just listening in, I believe you came here for a reason. I'm going to talk about the IDAHO4 versus the UTAHCK. I don't want to say his name too many times because the algorithm and the AI and all this stuff going on, they are really suppressing information, especially if you have been labeled not a conspiracy theorist, because I don't consider myself one, because I look for facts and evidence. I am a realist. And that is probably the worst type of person to be right now in this economy, in this digital age we live in, because we are really being suppressed. But that's okay. We're going to find a way and a workaround. And, on the left, all my pictures are 98% AI. On the left, we have Bryan Kohberger, and on the right, we have Tyler Robinson. And I know that the term, yes, Dina, truth seekers, welcome in everyone. I see a lot of OGs in the house, and I'm so thrilled to see you. If you are not an OG and you've just come to the live or someone has shared this with you, drop a 2. Drop a 2. I want to see how many new people that are coming into the live stream every day. I know that this is not a popular time to do live streams. I know it's usually later in the evening, but you know what? Just like you, I have a life, I have other responsibilities, and I fit this into my lifestyle because this is important to me. I know it's important to you. And you don't have to be American to listen into a podcast or a stream or a video. You can be all the way on the other side of the world because the world, guys, if you don't know by now, they are watching the United States. There has always been a world presence watching the United States. And I believe right now at this time in this place, there are millions of people watching the United States. And I think it's probably a good finger on the pulse to say they are going to watch our every move to see how we come out of this. And what do I mean by this? I'm talking on a world perspective, what we're up against right now in the media, social media, global news. And this case, I don't know if you guys ever noticed anything odd about this case that's come about. I mean, seriously, it reeks of a couple of different things that people have already talked about, a conspiracy, a psyop. But what's behind these conspiracies and these psyops? And what we're going to look at today is hardcore evidence that have been given to us by these authorities or the powers that be. And I am going to show you, an eye-opening experience. And you probably already have been red-pilled, so they say, or you've already had a eye-opening experience. But let me share with this right now. This website is something that is passionate for me. I have updated it time and time again, and yet today I've updated it again. If you have not seen it, every single document I am pulling for this stream is on justice for all. And why? Because you should be empowered to see, hear, feel, touch, whatever you want, that you need to know for yourself. And I'm just going to show you. So it has been updated. Right here are all the documents I'm pulling from today. The Commonwealth versus Kohberger, that is where the original unredacted PCA locates. It is a live, living, breathing document. And this is the actual website I'm pulling it from. That link on our website goes directly here to all the documents that were given to have Kohberger come back to Idaho. And this website factually has the information on Tyler Robinson's affidavit right here. So you're getting the probable cause in both cases to review. Okay? Both cases. I don't talk smack. I'm showing you evidence. I'm showing you facts that they've given us. And since they want us to believe this, we are going to read it and we are going to go through it. But I'm not going to go through it in great detail. I'm just going to talk about legal versus factual innocence. Now, we've had a whole live series about factually innocent. I've given you the graph. I've given you the chart. I've explained what it means. And I will actually tag what factually innocent videos that we've done, because factual innocent means just that. The facts and the evidence exist, proving that a person accused or convicted of a crime did not or could not commit it. That's factual innocence, and it differs from legal innocence. Because I showed you what the legal innocence was, right? And that's why the Innocent Project exists. And this is exactly what's on the website right here also. When you go to our website, right here in this little tickler, you can see the Innocent Project. There is two different ones. There's the Autism Innocent Project, and then there is the Innocent Project. So you can go to either one of them. In the petition, it goes directly to the sign the petition Okay. So I'm giving you facts and evidence today, and we're going to look at those too. So real quick, I'm going to ask you, and it's a bold question for you guys to drop in the chat. Are Bryan Kohberger and Tyler Robinson both innocent? Do you think factually, legally, or neither? 1 for factually, 2 for legally, 3 for neither. At this point, what do you think? What do you think? You signed it twice. Thanks, Wicca. We appreciate you. Hey, Caleb, welcome in. Welcome in. All right. You know, and we can have different worldviews on this. We will always have different views. And that's okay, because this is a place where you can come in, be safe, and we can think about this logically. So, real quick, a PCA, does that really mean proof beyond a reasonable doubt? What we see, and let me just remind you, what you see in a probable cause affidavit is not the same as what's proven in the court of law. Mind you, I am no attorney. I am no lawyer, no paralegal. I am just somebody who's very observant. I'm a mother, a grandmother, a wife, a veteran, and I have the right of freedom of speech, and I have the right to share what I find. I'm not out to get anyone. I'm not into a conspiracy. Like I said, I'm a realist. But it has to have some meaning when you go into the court of law and say, beyond a shadow of a doubt, I'm going to charge this individual because I have hardcore factual information that he is guilty. Now, I know we all witnessed what happened, because up to the cancellation of court in Bryan Kohberger's situation, there was really no factual proof, evidence. Because remember, a PCA is a law enforcement narrative. It's filed to establish probable cause for an arrest, a search, not proof of guilt. So yes, a probable cause is enough for an arrest. Beyond a reasonable doubt is needed for conviction. And I would agree, a lot of people are already saying what this is and why do they do these things? What's their motivation? And I'll get to that in a minute. But an example just from the Kohberger PCA, remember, I mean, I can pull the document up. As a matter of fact, I will. Let me go right to that document. And you will see, as I pull this up, it shows, and this is the actual, whoop, wrong one. Sorry, don't mean to share that one, but I will get to that one. The PCA warrant right here, the 29th, here it is. This factual PCA, let me throw it up on the screen. This is what Brett Payne wrote, and they approved it. It's Exhibit A, statement of Brett Payne, right here. Okay. This PCA, and I'm just going to break it down for you real quick. The information that they gave was the knife sheath, the DNA, and the phone pings. Those 3 major things is what they gave to arrest. That's what they gave to arrest. All right? They authorized this to arrest them based on, we suspect. And then there was no trial to share the factual information that the prosecution had. And we still don't see any today. We still don't see in it. Hey, Amanda, welcome in. You're not too late, honey. So when you think about this and you look at this PCA, and I go back over to the Tyler PCA, let me tell you what I pulled out of there. They say that the text messaging, the Discord, and the rifle DNA is what sealed the deal for Tyler. Now, isn't it wild? Do you notice one thing in common that both of these cases, national cases, have now shown us? What is the one thing in common? Here we go again. Yeah, here we go. The DNA. Because at first we were told there was a towel involved. Then they showed us a picture of a rifle in a box. And then I'm thinking to myself, who is behind this and working with the FBI? Yes, the common denominator here in both PCAs is DNA. And what are they trying to push? They're trying to push Palantir, predictive policing. And do you know that the state of Utah, DOJ had given them $1 million, almost $1 million, it was $998,000, to do some predictive policing? Yes, go back and do your homework, do your research. And once again, here we are trying to believe that this 22-year-old with very little skill did this on his own. And we're learning there's more people involved. Okay, great. I hope you're with me on this. So if we look at Bryan Kohberger's PCA and all the evidence, the footage of the car, which we kind of know that was wonky, the phone pings, which don't make sense, the knife sheath DNA, which is kludgy, and then Dylan's witnesses' accounts. And then we come over here and we look at Tyler Robinson. Well, there's rifle DNA, a towel, a screwdriver, alleged text, Discord messages, and a handwritten note, guys. That's what they're banking this on. Okay? There's not even any witnesses in any one of them. Kohberger, I'll go over his first. No confession, no motive, no eyewitnesses. He pled guilty, legally guilty, by the way. He was sentenced to life, but he's factually innocent. When I finish this live, I will add the link into the description of this live, of the live we covered with factual innocence, so it's easier to find, to understand. I mean, can we all agree, drop a 1, did he plead guilty to avoid the death penalty? That's still, I mean, in my humble opinion, it's factual innocence. It's still unresolved because they haven't caught the real murderer. I mean, if we can agree to that, I think we're on pretty good terms here, right? And then when you look, I mean, let me ask you this. If evidence wasn't tested at trial, do you believe the plea makes him factually guilty? There was no trial. There was no evidence to show. And then the post conferences of both the ISP and the MPD, well, he was no way connected to any of this. So what was he? In my humble opinion, he's a patsy, right? I mean, I think we're getting to the point in our society and social media and intelligence to figure out what's going on early up front. Yeah, they're trying to fast track him. And they both, I mean, technically, they both were given like death penalty, right? They were both charged with death penalties. And now you've got Idaho pushing for the death penalty. They're hurrying up and building their facilities. So in one room, they can push the button. In the other room, it's all ready to be hosed down. And boom, they hit the button and it transfers to the other room. And bam, that's it. That's the death penalty. That's the new modern age technical firing squad. Okay. So, and then when we compare this 100% to Tyler Robinson, our DNA on the rifle, like I said, they said a towel, a screwdriver, alleged text messages, Discord messages, handwritten note, like, hey, love, like, I'm going to miss you. You're going to have to go retrieve. Right. I can't even read those messages and be serious about it. It's just wild. Okay. I mean, they're not pulling the wool over some of our eyes. I'm just saying that. But think about it. It's already been said he's not cooperating. The confession-like statements are only hearsay until authenticated. Okay? Because if I text you something, it may not even be my account. It might be somebody spoofing your account. It might be somebody acting like you with a fake account or a bot. I mean, we are literally compromised in social media. These bot farms, I don't know if you've ever seen videos on these things. They exist. They exist. We don't know if his media was compromised. We don't know if somebody made a fake account of him impersonating him. We don't know. But he is charged. He is sitting in jail. He's not convicted, so he's legally innocent until trial. You have to remember that. He's technically legally innocent until trial. We are all given the opportunity to be innocent until proven guilty. And we already are going the trial by media route that they have already projected. They leaked these information, these texts, these Discord messages for a reason. Now they get to go out and ask for warrants for Discord and all these other, messaging services and platforms so that they can have some digital legal enforcement power hold, right? I mean, if you start thinking about it, big time. So now in Tyler Robinson, the prosecution is seeking the death penalty. There's a higher stake, just like the Kohberger. I mean, it's wild when you start looking at the history of Utah and the death penalty. So I'm going to ask you, the chat, should alleged confessions be like counting as proof if the accused denies them? If somebody says, yeah, they made a confession to me, it's all on my text messages, should that count as proof? Just a yes or a no. I mean, I can only imagine. I got hiccups. I can only imagine if my previous text messages, let's say somebody was impersonating me and made fake accounts that looked exactly like me, but yet weren't me. I mean, the technology can prove it wasn't me, but should those be allowed to be looked as truthful? I mean, you do have to understand the rules of evidence and authentication. And if you don't, they have to prove that that account is yours. They have to prove that you were solely responsible for that phone, that IP address, that MAC address, whatever they want to go and look at, the metadata. They have to go and prove that this was factually you. Yeah, I thought that was a little woo-woo, right? That's like bad juju if that's not you. Uh-oh. So I'll review the legal versus factual innocent. Now, legally, you are innocent until proven guilty in a conviction or a plea. Factual innocent, did the person actually do the act? Did this kid actually pull the trigger? Only he can say. I mean, what if it is his grandfather's rifle and he touched it at one time or another? Just like this guy, right? We don't know. Was that his knife sheath? Was it somebody else's? Did he touch it at one time? There's the DNA for you. They have to prove that these people are guilty. Now, Kohberger was legally guilty by a plea, but factually innocent. He didn't commit the crime, but he took the plea to avoid the death penalty. Okay, check. Robinson is legally innocent at this point, awaiting trial. Factual innocent is open because the evidence is untested and we really don't know what evidence they're bringing to the table. I mean, I would really absolutely love to see where this kid got into his car, like on the video that he was walking to the college. I would like to see where he parked and how he left. I mean, that's something they haven't showed us. They just showed us walking to the college. What if he just went to attend there and look at the venue and that wasn't him climbing on the roof? I mean, they have to prove it's him. I mean, the guy looks similar. but they have to prove it was really him. Did they dust for fingerprints up there? Did they have somebody witness him? I mean, those are things that are still probably going to come forward. But the PCA evidence, pretty much the same exact narrative, but there is a lot of gaps in both of these PCAs. It's kind of like an out, right? And only a courtroom can decide legal guilt, only a jury. But factual guilt, that's what history, records, and sometimes the public's eye decides. That's trial by public. I mean, what do you believe after what I've just said in regards to the PCA, the similarities, and looking at both cases? I mean, let's think about this for a minute. If he is factually innocent, Kohberger, by the way, if he is factually innocent, what makes us think any different that Tyler Robinson could be factually innocent at this point? He is. But if that's all the evidence they have that they're sharing with us in the PCA right now, yeah, I think something is not right from the get-go when I said something doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't look right. There's about 4 or 5 guys running around with weapons in. And I don't know if you've seen all these videos that are floating around out there, different angles, different sides. There is so much information out there just at the beginning of this that it's going to be trial by media. I believe the shots did come from somewhere else, but that's just me. That's just me. And that is what we're going to see trial by media. I mean, the media is already running wild with all these stories of the lover and these, like, the 14th century notes back and forth, the way he's talking to him. And I mean, if you look at those transcripts, let me pull it up. Hold on. And you know what's also weird to me? And this is something I learned a long time ago. Oh, my word. Where are the transcripts? Here they are. So tiny, too. I wish somebody would put them out there on the web. That would be easier to read, but they don't. Okay. Let's see. It is so wild. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. I know I should be a little bit more serious with this topic, but some of the text that they have shared, I mean, who wrote this, right? Who wrote this? Some old man? I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. Like, I'm okay, my love, but I'm stuck. Retrieve, vehicle. I mean, did 22-year-olds really talk that way? I mean, my 22-year-old doesn't talk that way. Well, she's a little older, but still. AI wrote it. Yeah, I think that's the determination is AI did write it. AI did write this BS. I'm thinking so. I think it's a bunch of nonsense, right? I mean, I would think that if I was going to write something like this, I mean, this is on the news everywhere, guys, right? This is even overseas in different countries. Okay. I had the opportunity. How many 22-year-olds use the word opportunity, right? I'm just like, retrieve. Here's another word. I mean, not saying that they don't use those words. I'm just saying it just sounds a lot of malarkey, right? It sounds like a lot of malarkey. I mean, here's a really good one. I'm trying to look for a cleaner copy. Okay. Here's a little bit better, but it's just a lot of gibberish on here. So this one is like, I had enough of this hatred. I can't be, some hate can't be negotiated out of. I mean, who writes like this to their AKA alleged lover? If I'm able to grab my rifle unseen, I mean, I will have left no evidence. They're saying DNA. I mean, they can go and they could dust the side of the roof where he allegedly jumped off. They can go and dust anything around in that area. I mean, and not just that, but the roommate's response. How long have you been planning this? It sounds like he's trying to get his partner, alleged, to step into a world of, dog do. I mean, for that simple fact. But yeah, I think, the code is God's discernment. And I think that's what we all need a little bit more of, is discernment. Are they playing us right in front of our faces? In regards to both of these cases, was there a parallel investigation going on in Utah? Well, according to my research, there could have been many. Or this just sets the stage for a bigger stage in media presence. Who runs the media? Why are they doing this? Why is it now, just like in the last 7 months, the last couple of years, the last couple of decades, why are these happening more and more and more? And I start thinking to myself, wait a minute, what other cases feel this way to me? And I could name like 10 cases off the bat, right? Why is this so important to us to figure out? Because I think every single one of us has this little, I don't want to say program, but has this little spark of, does this make sense to me? And that little tug and that little pull is what makes people think. And some of us aren't even like tuned into this. Some of us don't understand and just go along with whatever. We're too busy. We're too complacent, right? Just pay my bills and go to bed and wake up and have another day. I mean, the only difference between this right now and the Kohberger and the IDAHO4 is Kohberger, he pled guilty to avoid the death penalty. But it still doesn't mean he did it. The killers alleged may be on the loose still. They got away with it. Because you know what? They don't reopen investigations. They're not going to go and hold somebody accountable. Because it may look just so bad on the state that they made a mistake. And they know they made a mistake. Then they have to publicly admit they made a mistake and charge the real. They're not going to charge anybody other than who they already charged. And that's pretty much what happens. They're going to wait 10, 20 years and they're going to say, oh, we made a mistake. Or when the guard changes, then they'll be like, oh, we made a mistake. We're so sorry. Yeah. And you know what? When you start digging into who Charlie Kirk was, it blows my mind. It blows my mind, the connections that I've made. Right out of high school, he was recruited to go and work with a bunch of old men that were pushing a conservative movement. And if you don't know, in my humble opinion, allegedly, he was groomed for that specific position. And they took him all the way to as far as he could go until he made the decision, nah, I'm not complying anymore. I'm not going to comply. And they made him poof. Now, I know a lot of you are going to be like, no way. Okay, let me just hear me out for a second. Put down the superstition, put down the rhetoric, put down the conspiracy theory, and let me say this. If Charlie Cook's life depended on him dying to stay protected, then God bless him. I hope you just understood what I said. People, I have seen this time and time again. People have faked their deaths to stay protected, to stay away from serious harm and danger. And if someone had to die for him to stay protected or look that way, then let him stay dead. We can speculate and theorize all day long, but if your life is in danger and you have to do something like that and you have to choose between the two, then let it be. I mean, if you want to go back, look at the JFK files. Look at all the people that they have said that they faked their deaths or they're still alive today. I mean, for years we had the Elvis theory and then the Tupac theory and who else? I mean, think of somebody that you have thought that maybe they're still alive. JFK Jr., right? I mean, think about all the people that we have heard that may have faked their deaths, right? Or they have a doppelganger. And all I'm saying that if somebody had to die to stay protected, then let the case be known. Michael Jackson, there you go. I mean, we never saw an autopsy for certain people. We've never, there, gee whiz, there's another one. Right? I don't believe it either, but I've seen movie scenes and I've seen production scenes. And to me, humbly, that looked like a movie scene. That looked like a production scene to me. Paul Walker. Yeah. I mean, think about it. This is not the first time we've seen this happen. And I want you to think about this. I posted hold on, I'll play it. I posted a TikTok video. And I was very serious about this topic. Now, I've been shadow banned for some nefarious reason. I don't know. Maybe because they don't like that Phoenix talks, right? But I will say this. I'm super serious about this topic. And I'm going to play the video because I know a lot of you aren't on TikTok and maybe you didn't see this video yet. So I am going to put it up on the screen for you. And I want you to be able to listen to it. Now, I believe in our First Amendment rights. I believe in all of our constitutional rights. I believe in freedom. I believe also that this video that has gone around social media, where we see and witness this man's unaliving, why did they let us see it? I mean, it goes against community standards. Why did they let millions of people watch this man's unaliving in real time and then allowed it to be shared millions of times over and over and over? This was one of the most viral videos of all time. Why did they let us and kids, yes, there are kids on these apps, why did they let children see this? Why? There were no controls. There was no warning. There was no pulling this video down fast. They allowed us to see this. Why? Have you logically asked yourself why they allowed us to see this video? Because it doesn't make sense to me. Why would they allow this amount of violence, the word, to be shared over and over and over. The algorithm should have known what was being shared. If the AI is so great, it would have stopped this quickly from being shared. Why was it allowed? Why? If you are a critical thinker, a logical thinker, you'll know the answer. Do your thing. Be well. And basically, I shared the information and the stats behind this. I mean, just in a few, less than 23 minutes, thousands, millions of people on all social media platforms were being showed this, right? I mean, there's only been some other videos that have gone through the AI and slipped. But, you know, when you look at the bigger picture, why they wanted this to be shared across the world, not just because it was Charlie Kirk. I believe it's for a larger, bigger picture and what they are trying to say. If you go against us, this could possibly be alleged your outcome. See, there's so much more behind this grisly murder in front of the world, in this tragic death that goes beyond things that we don't know yet, or we can't see yet, or we're not supposed to know yet. Can you believe this? But I do believe that the reason that they showed this is for that specific. There is always an agenda. They want everybody to be, in my humble opinion, in agreement for something to happen big here in America. See, because they always want to try to twist something to fit their narrative, just like a PCA. Is it to ban gun laws? Is it to take away guns? Is it to take away freedom? Is it to go ahead and do more predictive policing? Is it to take our DNA? What is the motive here? Absolutely, Painted Desert. I've been saying that since the second I saw the video, and I made my video on people not to watch it. It was an exit wound. Exit wounds gush. It was an exit wound. A lot of people don't understand what an exit wound is. Absolutely. And was it real? Was it, in fact, real? They didn't secure the crime scene. You see the guy, I made a video of it right away. The guy pulled the chair Charlie was in and stand on and take down this camera. And blood on the table. It was nonchalant. Yeah. If this was real, that's the key question. Maybe they had to take him out to protect him. I don't know. But, does this feel real to you after things that you've watched in the last 48 hours? Yeah. Every time something major like this happens, I get moved in my spirit to what is the global agenda? What are they trying to do? The last time I had this kind of feeling, honestly, it was right after 9/11. It was right after 9/11. I knew something was bigger on the world stage. And what happened? What did they do? Lockdowns, security, airports. This to me feels like it's going to be a lockdown, gun rights, and you take away the rights of guns like they did in other countries, UK, Australia. We are in a position where we have been in a low crime statistical year, low crime. So for this to happen on American soil and other countries saying, oh, you got to get your acts together. You guys don't need guns anymore. We live so peaceful. And that's the first That's the first step to a big, huge disaster. And if we've learned anything from these two individual cases, is that, in my humble opinion, this isn't even about the crime that may or may not have been committed. This is an assault on our constitutional rights, our civil rights. And this is what it feels like to me. When they wanted to put Idaho on the map, they wanted to reinforce the death penalty, and they needed the funding to fund their little modern firing squad. I was in Boise the week that they announced that they were building this new facility and how it would impact the death penalty in Idaho. Oh, our freedom of speech has already been attacked. We can't even share our freedom of speech on social media. If you understood how the algorithm works, who owns the right to the media. I mean, Candace right now, if you've watched her at all, she's been trying to tell you guys. I wish she would just come out and say it. She knows who owns the media. We all know who owns the media. We know the technology behind the media, the technology behind our phones, the big tech companies that run the data and the platforms, the server farms. We know all this. I think on a bigger scale, we're just like a tiny blip looking at these cases. The bigger picture is more of our freedoms are at stake. And then again, you have a parallel investigation. Was there a parallel investigation going on in the Tyler Robinson? And one thing that clearly was abundant. I'm a numbers person. I look at numbers. How many letters are in Bryan and Tyler's name? How many letters are in Bryan and Tyler's name? Drop your answer below. Bryan, B-R-Y-A-N. I have 5. Tyler, T-Y-L-E-R, 5. How many letters in Kohberger? K-O-H-B-E-R-G-E-R. I mean, think about it. I'm dumbfounded when I see things like this. And it doesn't make sense. I mean, we'll see more as they go along in the Tyler information. But the media, I would honestly say, the media is a little bit more, I want to say, restrictive on what they're sharing right now. At first, it was wild, right? At first, it was all over wild, his history, his lover, what we know, who he is, right? His sister is Mary. She lives in Illinois. She's been silent. She didn't have the same views, according to my research. Didn't have the same views as her brother, Charlie. She's an artist. You know, when you start looking at their history, you don't hear much about Charlie's mom and dad. You don't hear much about anything about the Kirk's side. But I do know he was recruited out of high school for a specific person. For a specific person. Purpose. He had potential. He had charisma. They put him on the stage. And I agree. Smells like a honey. If it smells like a honeypot, it's a honeypot. It's a honeypot. They needed to pair him up with somebody who was older that could keep him in check. And yeah, some of you are spot on, by the way. And if you're not watching my replays on the TikTok or the retweets or whatever they're called, repostings over there, yeah, I call it like I see it. I think there's something much bigger at play. But let's watch and let's see how all this plays out. And make sure you read the documents for yourself. Make sure you know exactly what people are talking about. Some people are going to try to lie to you. Go get the documents for yourself and read them. It's not a long read. They're very quick. And you know what? Stay safe out there, guys. Know your rights. Know when to say you've had enough when trying to pull the wool over your face. As always, thank you so much for jumping in here. Thanks for the chat. I appreciate every single one of you. Oh, and by the way, just so you know, I want to share this with you. A very cool, fun fact. I know a lot just saying all kinds of crazy things out there in regards to the IDAHO4 case, but I want you to keep in mind, when you look at certain things about this case, there are people that send me information all the time. And I want you to go and look for yourself. At Queen Road 500 Apartments, there are actually 57 apartments in that facility, in that living facility. And I know the history on these Queen Road apartments. And I just want to set the record straight. Anytime you hear something that doesn't sound right, go research for yourself. Please research for yourself. Don't follow a paid narrative. Don't follow a narrative that they're trying to push you. Yes, we are going through an awakening. Go find out for yourself. Please do your research. And as always, be well.
No more hidden verdicts, no more secrets sold. Every voice is a weapon, every story be told. Innocent till proven guilty, that's our final decree. Under this constitution we stand forever free. Phoenix in the dawn, truth ignites the sky. Together we stand tall, no more asking why.